And as you heard mentioned at today's ceremony, the viral Occupy Wall Street movement blossomed into a worldwide expression of general dissatisfaction this weekend. After amassing some of its biggest numbers yet, protest organizers have proven their ability to grab attention. But toward what end? NBC's Mara Schiavo-Campo reports.
At the Occupy Wall Street base camp in Lower Manhattan, time to regroup.
Then we're getting the job done.
After the largest day of events the movement has seen since starting a month ago. Yesterday, protests moved from this park to Times Square. Thousands gathering for a mass demonstration against economic inequalities. 92 were arrested in scuffles with police. It was a similar scene in Chicago, where overnight at least 175 were arrested, some literally carried out as police tore apart a tent camp in Grant Park. While the demonstrations are attracting many, unlike most populist movements, there's no consensus on demands.
I wanted to be a part of a movement that hopefully will affect change so that more economic justice can be spread around.
Level the field. The field is the problem, not the politicians.
There has to be a change in the way that government is handled.
This weekend, Occupy Wall Street occupied the world, with protests in dozens of cities, including London and Berlin.
We're here to fight against the financial crimes they do.
The most violent were in Rome, where today they're cleaning up after groups of protesters rampaged through the city, burning cars and smashing windows. Back in New York, donated supplies and cash continues to pour in from around the world. Organizers say the global support shows just how far they've come.
We show that we have enough connections in the community and enough support among unions, community groups, local politicians, and just individuals to say that this is a legitimate national issue.
Those camping here at Zuccotti Park say they have no plans to leave anytime soon, and they've certainly set up the infrastructure for a long stay. Lester?
All right, Mara, thanks. And as you know, one of the often mentioned concerns among young protesters on Wall Street and around the country, they're crushing debt from student loans. CNBC's Scott Cohn with us with that part of the story.
22-year-old Rose Swider took time out from her studies at a state college in upstate New York to be part of Occupy Wall Street. She'll graduate in May with a degree in agriculture, $35,000 in student loans, with no idea how she'll pay it back.
We did what we were supposed to do. Go to college, get an education, you'll get a job, you'll get a house, you'll be cool, it'll all be settled, and you'll be stable, and you'll have some sort of security.
The average college graduate this year has more than $27,000 in student debt, a record high. But with the worst job market in years, student loan defaults are up 25% in the last year. That's led some protesters in the streets and on Twitter to demand relief.
I think the bank's got to bail out, students should get a bailout.
To many of the protesters, the student loan crunch symbolizes the growing gap between rich and poor. College tuition is rising twice as fast as inflation, leaving a college education for many increasingly out of reach. Ryan Rice has joined the protesters in Los Angeles. He'll graduate more than $30,000 in debt.
I'm eating rice and beans, and it's living paycheck to paycheck.
People with student debt are rightly concerned about whether they'll be able to pay it back and what impact it's going to have on their lives, on their ability to buy a home, start a family, save for retirement.
Unlike most forms of debt, student loans generally can't be refinanced or wiped out by declaring bankruptcy, leaving many feeling trapped, and some move to take their frustration to the streets. Scott Cohn, CNBC, New York.